That makes a lot of sense. When it comes to erectile dysfunction, have you seen, supplements, lifestyle changes, anything like that make big differences?
So I sat down to write a course on erectile dysfunction because I had one on premature ejaculation for years, and people were asking me for the erectile dysfunction one. And when I created it, I went through my list of every man I'd ever worked with, every person I'd ever heard, or a story I'd heard from a man who was dealing with ED. And I came up with 45 reasons that I had experienced personally or through coaching for a man to have erectile dysfunction. And they fall into these same categories: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relational, social, and some categories, like the physical health ones are pretty well documented. We know that issues of the cardiovascular system, the endocrine system, like diabetes, the nervous system, including injuries to the spine, all of those things can cause erectile dysfunction, right? And erectile dysfunction, if you stop getting erections or you stop getting erections in the middle of the night or when you wake up in the morning, that is an immediate sign to go to the doctor, get your health checked, right? This is how a lot of diseases in men are caught, because they don't go to see a doctor until their dick stops working. And then that's the thing that they're like, well, I'm not going to tolerate this if I go to the doctor for now. So thank God that does happen. I call it, your dick is like a check engine light. When it goes off, it doesn't tell you what part of the engine needs to be checked, right? It's just like underneath the hood, something is up.
My dick don't work. That's not good.
The light is on. We need let's go to the dealership.
Third person to say this on the show.
What? Yeah. The check engine light?
Yeah.
It's a good metaphor for men. Yeah. Great. Love that. I thought I came up with it, but sorry. So it indicates that one of the systems isn't working. Mm-hmm. In terms of the physical systems, like supplements or exercises, I think that, there are people who have studied this immensely that can speak to it. Susan Bratton, I know on her episode, she talks about nitric oxide and alternatives and N-acetylcysteine, I think, and don't quote me on that, maybe it was L-arginine. There's a lot out there. My area of specialty and my focus as a coach is on the mental and emotional reasons that dicks are not behaving the way that we want them to. And honestly, one of the greatest indications, one of the things that I look for in a relationship, especially if it's a long-term relationship, but not always, is just resentment. Like a coach said to me once, resentment is the biggest boner killer of all. And I'm inclined to agree. I think that when you resent your partner, or even if it's not your partner, if you just carry around a lot of like anger and resentment for the world at large, you are essentially suppressing and pushing things down, right? And of course, if you experience that, like your dick is not independent of the rest of the system, right? Yes, it is a lot of physical systems coming together, but it's also mental and emotional systems working to support erections as well. Mm-hmm. And if you are, like, if you're grieving, if you have a lot of unprocessed emotions, if you're really sad and depressed, it's likely that your body isn't going to spend a lot of energy on trying to mate. So it's not going to put a ton of energy into getting you hard and creating a ton of arousal, because if you're telling yourself all day, every day, life really isn't worth living, then now it's not a good time to produce offspring.
Gotcha. Now, something that is, I think, would scare every man is penile shrinkage. Uh-huh. And is that something you've talked about this and made a video about this before? Is this inevitable? Is this something everybody will see? I'm very concerned.
No, just like I'm being cautious not to say that things are cool right now, but the cool thing about penile shrinkage is that it is avoidable. It is avoidable. That's where I'm going with that.
Well, there we go.
It is avoidable. This is funny because I've been studying this for a decade now, and I've been thinking and educating on sex for 2 decades. Yeah. And this was news to me. I did not know about penile shrinkage. I don't think that a lot of people are really talking about it.
Well, there's shrinkage, like you go into a body of water.
Cold bath shrinkage. Yeah. No.
And that's like, you're like this.
Yeah, that just happens from like temporary, but there's like more permanent.
Over the course of your lifetime, a lot of men experience, which is interesting because they also experience, most men who are growers as opposed to showers, develop more showerness. Like their flaccid state is a little bit larger over time, but then the shrinkage is really on the erection side. So you might look bigger when you're not erect, but smaller when you are erect. The cool thing is that this is preventable, and all you have to do is get erections.
Oh, okay.
It is like the most, if you don't use it, you lose it. Just like any other part of the body that's made out of something that gets engorged with blood, if you're not regularly sort of stretching it out and filling it with blood, it's going to lose some of its capacity to expand.
And this is where something like a penis pump can be useful.
Penis pumps are
And
great
I
for
think
this,
sometimes, people have listened to this show, or people that are seeking these things out, they're thinking like, this is going to be awesome because it's going to make my dick gigantic. But in my opinion, that's not really what they're for. They're more for just like maintenance.
Right. You and both. And if you have trouble because other stuff is going on, you're dealing with a lot of resentment or whatever, and you're not finding it very easy to get hard, a penis pump can be a great way to sort of will your body to create an erection, to move blood in this area, even if you don't maybe mentally feel like it. And then that can be a bridge to you eventually mentally and emotionally feeling like it. Side note, I have a pro tip for penis pump users. This is not, I don't see anyone talking about this inside or outside of the penis pump industry. If you want to get the best experience of the penis pump, massage the root of the penis, which is the few inches of the penis that is inside of the body, to bring blood flow to the root of the penis before you use the pump. Because if you just use the pump, you're essentially like pulling all of the blood that you can from the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're pulling it right just towards the tip of the penis. If you massage, heat up, maybe even like do this like combo red light therapy. This could be like penis self-care.
Yeah.
Sexy self-care for men. If you massage and bring more blood to the area before you pump, you have more blood accessible and you'll get a better pump because you'll have the not just pulling towards the tip, but you'll pull throughout the entire shaft. So, pro pump.
Any
pro
favorite
tip.
brands?
I'm a fan of the Dr. Kaplan pump, which I think
we're in good hands.
You all have too. I also like the Phoenix. I see the Phoenix behind you as well. I think the Phoenix, not so much erectile dysfunction isn't cured by Viagra. It's not cured by Gainswave. It's not cured by these, right? These are treatments that can influence the quality of your erection, the length, rather like the consistency of erections. Viagra will not get you hard. It will keep you hard. You have to do the work of getting you hard, right? And I love the Phoenix as sort of a complement to pumping and to taking care of our health. And the other thing I say to guys all the time is like, if you're going to go through the effort of pumping or using those sort of like the extender devices for like size gains or the Phoenix, like take care of the rest of your health as well. Oh, yeah. You spend that time eating cleaner, don't drink or smoke. Like take that time.
Shrink
like
that
really,
belly size down a little bit and maybe it will look bigger.
Well, for every 50 pounds, you gain, I don't know if it's a half an inch
4
or
inches.
an inch. 4 inches.
Get people on a diet, whatever way we can do it.
Right. I mean, if not for no other reason than that, worthwhile.
So